Hello guys, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. On this occasion, I will slightly criticize an article or text, namely violent media is good for kids, page 195 from the book Critical Thinking, Reading and Writing. In the first, the author of this text is Gerard Jones. The main purpose of this text is to help parents or adults to use stories as creative violence to meet emotional needs and tools to control children's anger with children's fantasy stories themselves. From this story, it can be concluded that violent media can play a positive role in children's development by enabling them to express their anger or emotions and other intense energies away from their own fantasies and not against violence but against power and selfishness. And context in this text is good violent media for children. This article was actually published by Gerard Jones in 2000, and then this article was published again in this book on August 23, 2013. Gerard Jones is an American writer known primarily for his nonfiction work on American entertainment media and his comic book script, which include co-creating the superhero Prime for Malibu Comics and writing for the Green Lantern and Justice League lines from DC Comics. I think the evidence and arguments are quite relevant and supported by real evidence in the form of their experience, because I think Gerard Jones used a variety of rhetorical appeals. He capitalized on the ethos by highlighting his own experience in violent media. He reveals how this exposure turned him from a terrified child into a successful writer of action films and comics books. By revealing his profession as a successful writer, Gerard confessed to his audience that he is not only familiar with violent media, but also one of its creators. The argument is quite confusing because he used various rhetorical exclamations. He capitalized on the ethos by highlighting his own experience with violent media, and this is enough to be clear evidence that this is indeed the case. In this text or article, there are no unsupported statement and nothing has been omitted from this article. The language he used is quite effective, so the author can provide a strong argument. The explanation is a little difficult to understand, but it is quite good and detailed, and there are some words that are difficult for me to understand. I think the conclusion is quite reasonable because in this article, Gerard says that violent media plays a positive role in a child's development by enabling them to express their anger or emotions and intense energy using violent media, and that is beneficial for the child. This article or text is suitable for research on violent media that is good for children. We can learn that violent media not only has some negative effects but also has some positive effects and is good for children. The strength of this article or text is that the proof is real because based on the experience by the author himself. Meanwhile, the weakness of this text is that there are some words and sentences that I cannot understand. My position on the subject is as a reader, and I will use the text to increase my knowledge about good violent media for children. So far from the article on violent media for children that I have read, there are several articles that do not agree with this article, where they are more of the opinion that violent media has a negative impact or negative effect on children. And there is no aspect of this text that I would like to investigate further because I think it's pretty clear and enough. And enough for me. And thank you for watching. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye bye.